What's going on, guys? Britta here, back with the Odin Camp, and we are on Flex assignment, Flex Layout. This is number 6. Flexbox is useful for laying out entire pages as well as the smaller components we've already been working with. For this exercise, we're leaving you with a little more work to do with some things you may not have encountered yet. It's perfectly acceptable to Google things you're unsure of. Hence, you may want to search something like CSS remove list bullets. We've done this for you in previous examples, but not here. Yay, learning. Find out how to style links in CSS. Finding out how to style links in CSS might help you get rid of the pesky underline decoration. We've added height 100 VH to the body. This makes the body exactly the same height as the viewport. To stick the footer to the bottom, you will need to use flex and change the direction to column. Alright, this is the desired outcome, and this is what it currently looks like. So we're going to go ahead and do search CSS remove list bullets and see what we find. The removal of the list bullets is not a complex task using CSS. It can be easily done by setting the CSS list style or list style type property to none. The list style type CSS property is used to set the marker like a disk character. So we got the list here. Oh my gosh, stop it. Alright, so we got lists here, div class, header, and footer. Where do we set the CSS list? Example, doc type, OL, list type, none. Where's that at? We're using both ordered and unordered lists and applying the list style property with the value none to remove the bullet points of list items. OL, UL, list type, none, list style type, none. So we got UL, we've only got ULs. So let's try this. So first of all, you guys see it's got the underlines. So let's try UL list style type none, and then we gotta close that bad boy. So let's save that, and here it is, refresh. Okay, that got rid of the bullets. How to style links. How to style links in CSS. So let's do how to style links in CSS. Let's make this bigger for now. Styling links. Links can be styled with any CSS property, color, font family, background. In addition, links can be styled differently depending on what state they are in. The 4 link states are link, normal, unvisited link, visited link, hover when the user hovers over it, and active. A link, a visited, a hover. When setting the style for several link states, there are some order rules. Here we go. Text decoration property is mostly used to remove underlines from links. So text decoration, underline. So I wonder where we gotta put that. Text decoration, underline. Because right now, we click on it, So where would we put that? Different cursors that you can use. So we somehow have to get to the link. Maybe with a text decoration none. Let's save that and refresh. Okay, perfect. No underline. That's awesome. Alright, what else does it say here? Do we need to do anything else to the link? The footer has a light gray background. The links in the header and footer are pushed to either side. The header and footer have padding. The header is at the top of the page, the footer is at the bottom, and they stay in place. Finding out how to style links in the CSS might help you get rid of that pesky underline decoration. So I think that's all we have to do to our links. They added the 100 VH to the body. This makes the body exactly the same height as the viewport. To stick the footer to the bottom, you will need to use flex and change the direction to the column. Change the direction to column. So we're gonna do that in the body. Display flex direction column. Let's see what that did for us. Can't forget to save over here. Save, refresh. That, I don't know that that did anything. The buttons have an appropriate amount of padding. Padding 8 pixels. Save that. So that's 8 pixels around, and let's do some padding in between. Are we supposed to have a... We gotta remove this. Save. That should separate these two buttons. That did not separate those two buttons. Did we save it? They have an appropriate amount of padding. I mean, I personally think they do. The header is at the top and the footer is at the bottom. Div class header, div class footer. So we're gonna have to select the header and the footer. So to make them separate, we've changed it to column. We need to do, select both of them, dot header, dot footer, display flex, justify content, space between. Let me go ahead and close that. I know that we're going to have to do more, but I just want to make sure we're moving in the right direction. Okay. Let's look at this. About and store up there, profile and settings are up there, and then advertising and business and privacy and terms. Okay, so the header and the footer are separated. The header and the footer have padding. So let's give them some padding. See what that looks like. Okay. Although our footer is not really at the bottom there. Not sure why that is. The footer, there's space between the logo, input, and buttons. The buttons have an appropriate amount of padding. We did that. The logo, input, and buttons are centered in the screen. The footer has a light gray background. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's get the easy stuff out of the way. Dot footer, not fodder, footer. Background, what is it? Hash E. That's 6 E's. Let's save that, and I mean that makes it look like it's just white. Oh, okay, we got it. It seems kind of big. The header is at the top of the page, footer is at the bottom, and they stay in place if you resize your screen. I mean, they're staying there, but I don't think they're in the right spot to begin with. Space between the links in the header and the footer. Space between the links. Space between the links. I think we need to do UL. Gap. 16 pixels. Did I save it? Doesn't look like it's doing anything. I think though, because these need to be beside each other. So UL gap. Let's try display flex. List style we have set to none. We want these to be see what that did. Yes. Okay. That's looking good. That's looking really good, actually. Do we need to do anything else there? I don't think so. I don't know. I need to do something else here to the links. That color should be let's do color number E not D, dark gray. Let's see if that looks okay. I need it to be darker. Let's select like that color. Let's see what it looks like. That looks pretty good. So those are right now. We gotta fix this body. The body, display flex direction column. That's right. We need to select the rest of this stuff though. How do we do that? The content, the logo. I would say the logo, input, and buttons are centered in the screen. So logo, input, and buttons. I think that's this whole thing here. Yes, so we gotta select the content some kind of way. Content. What do we need to do to it? Display flex line. No. Justify content center. Let's see what that looks like. I think we also have to align the item center. But let's see. Let's see what aligning it does. Align items center. Save. That didn't do anything. Justify content center. Align item center. Do I gotta change the direction here too? I think so, because it's beside each other. Not column reverse, column. Save it. Oh wait, that is actually perfect, except for so everything looks good right now, except for the footer. So I think in the content we need to add some something. Footer. Can we do this? Display flex align items flex end. That didn't do anything. What am I missing here? The header and footer have padding. Header and footer have padding. The links in the header and footer are pushed to either side. They are. There's space between the links in the header and footer. There is. The footer has a light gray background. It does. The logo, input, and buttons are centered in the screen. The buttons have an appropriate amount of padding, and there is space between the logo, input, and buttons. Everything looks good except for that footer. I'm missing something, but I don't know what. I wonder if this content shouldn't grow. Oh my gosh. Alright, guys. We got it. There's space between the logo, input, and buttons. The buttons have an appropriate amount of padding. The logo, input, and buttons are centered on the screen. The footer has a light gray background. There's a space between the links and the header and footer. The links in the header and footer are pushed to either side. The header and footer have padding. The header is at the top of the page and the footer is at the bottom, and they stay in place if you resize your screen. Alright, guys, we are done with Flex Layout 6. I am pretty impressed that I figured that out so quickly. At least I feel like it was quickly. I don't know. You guys let me know how you did on this one, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!